Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a quick check-in for you, and I hope that you're doing well and having a great start to your new year. I have oracle cards here, Trust Your Vibes oracle cards. We're going to do a quick draw for you, Gemini, from the oracle cards, and we have Claim Your Boundaries. This is card number 24. This is adding up to the number 6. And in numerology, the number 6 is about love, harmony, relationships. I am going to grab the book so that I can give you the intended desired meaning from the author. And card number 24 says, claim your boundaries. Have people been arguing with you lately or challenging you whenever you express an opinion? Are you being ignored or dismissed? Do you feel overly defensive? Are you suffering from a case of being too nice? If the answer is yes, don't worry. On an energetic level, your aura is simply too wide open, leaving you vulnerable to unwanted psychic influences. It's time to claim your boundaries, strengthen your aura, and put the go away sign in your window. It's not mean or unkind. It's simply honest and healthy. Okay? That is the start of your reading. Let's find out what tarot messages we can gather for you. I have the Journey of the Sacred Bee tarot cards. This altar cloth here is from the company that makes the cards. So what a beautiful, brilliant, bright color, blue, turquoise, aquamarine. It's just such a healing, soothing cloth and cards. Their cards are so beautiful. Gemini, tune into a situation that you're thinking of, or why you came to this channel, what's going on for you in your world. One more shuffle for you. I've already pre-shuffled and meditated and prayed over your cards. And we have the 6 of discs. It says altruism, but that is really the energy of reciprocity. It's about equal give and take. It's about, if you give me your key, I'll give you mine. We will work together fair and square, even Steven. 6 of discs is very merchant giving to 2. So that, like I said, it's very much about reciprocity and equality. If I'm going to give something of my physical reality, then I expect that you're going to do the same for me. Very interesting, because we have that claim your boundaries there. So you're being very boundaried and clear about your expectations. Namely, if you aren't giving to me, I'm not pouring into you either. And I will only give back what I'm being given. The Princess of Cups. And this is, the Princess of Cups is like the Page of Cups. This is an emotional conversation, an emotional message coming forward. Either you're bringing something to someone or someone's bringing something to you. You're starting a conversation from the heart, usually in the terms of an apology or someone coming to you and giving you an apology. But it's an emotional conversation. A lot of times the Princess of Cups can be a child. If you have a small person in your life, and you know how out of the mouths of babes that cliche statement goes, that's really what the energy I'm getting is, that sometimes our most profound, wise teachers are children. So if you have a child that has said something to you, it sparked you, it made you realize that you need to change something, or you need to fix something, or you need to fill in the blank. You've received a message and it's caused you to get in your feelings and feel your feelings and be emotional. And like I said, it could be a repair conversation of, I'm sorry, let's fix things, let's do better, let's work on this. Or it could be like, because I have boundaries, I'm going to need you to not come over after 8 o'clock, or call my phone at 7 o'clock in the morning, whatever the case is. There's a conversation, and it has to do with equality. Your understanding, your boundaries need to be very clear, because you don't want to be taken advantage of anymore, plain and simple. And we have the Priestess. This is card number 2 in the Major Arcana. I like to give the High Priestess to all of the water signs, the Cancer, Scorpios, Pisces in the world. It's all about intuition. It's all about you, Gemini, going within and trusting that inner, still small voice that speaks inside of you. You don't have to say anything to anybody, because you already know what you've seen. You already understand that your boundaries need to be renegotiated. And in so doing, things need to change around here. There needs to be some very clear cut expectations placed out there. And it's, that altruism, we're going to see things from best possible light. We're going to make sure that we're calling a spade a spade. And that might mean an emotional conversation has to take place where possibly that other person might not really like it, or you've received some clarity, insight, understanding from someone you didn't expect. They might be on the more immature, naive side, but something that they said really brought you some clarity that you might have needed. And therefore, it heightened your internal knowing, your wisdom, your intuition. The High Priestess doesn't have to use a lot of words. They rely on their internal GPS, guiding them and directing them towards, they're feeling their way through the world. Gemini, you're an air sign. You are a mental thinker, communicator, all about, movies and music and communicating back and forth about things like that you have passion about. But this is such a different energy for you to have to rely on. And it's showing up because I think you need to. I think you do have these gut hunches, these gut instincts. Maybe you've not been following them, but this is showing up here as an encouragement to you to trust in your internal navigation system. I'm going to grab the Wise Spell Wild Reflections tarot cards, and let's get a second row down, clarifying that top row for you, Gemini. Let's clarify first that 6 of discs. Why is the 6 of pentacles or discs? Why is that here? That reciprocity, equal give and take. And now we have another page. We've had the Princess, which is a page, but we've got Page of Swords. This one is investigative, and this is sword energy. So this is your home territory. But the Page of Swords is showing up under the 6 of discs because they're going to keep an eye on things. They're going to watch out and monitor and surveil. It's like a surveillance system. They're going to monitor. And if this is you, you're going to make sure that whoever it is you're involved with, your partner, your business, your kids, your clubs, whatever it is you're dealing with in your life, if things aren't going in a way that you expect them to because you've kind of called it out on the carpet of, I've been depositing 75% of XYZ and you've only been putting 25% in, and you're really watching the stock market, your emails, you're reading the newspaper or online news information, you're really watching out for things. You're monitoring. The Page of Swords is like a spy, espionage. They're looking into things. They're curious. They're kind of on the immature side. They might not have everything informational that they need to have in order to move forward, but they know enough. I'm going to say it like this. They know enough to get in trouble with it, to be dangerous. They have enough information under their in their arms to be able to cause a little bit of danger. And I think it has to do with that you understand that things haven't been very fair or equal where you're concerned. Let's clarify Princess of Cups or Page of Cups. Seven of Swords, more sword energy. This is that emotional conversation that I was saying needs to take place. But the Seven of Swords is saying that I think the Seven of Swords is saying that there's something you don't trust. There's something that you feel you've been being lied to about. Very interesting about these boundaries and these and your high priestess over here. There's something that's been shady or shitty, deceptive, untruthful. And you know, that Princess of Cups was that emotional conversation, possibly an apology, possibly a repair conversation needing to happen. But under it all, and maybe this is your intuition really crying out that there's something you just don't trust. Even if somebody looks you straight in the eyes and says, Gemini, everything's on the up and up here, you don't trust something. You don't feel like you're getting the whole story. You don't feel like you're getting the whole truth. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Get one last card out for you, Gemini. Very, very clear that your boundaries need to be front and center. King of Wands, absolutely. You need to be in the control seat. This is like being the pilot of an airplane. You need to steer the ship. You need to make sure that not only are you trusting that still small voice that speaks to you, you know the truth. You know that you've been given some shady, shitty details. You know that people haven't been putting in their fair share of the bargain. You know, and you're calling it out. And you're the master of your opportunities. You're the master of your drive and your passions and your opportunities out in the world. You have this fire energy, this wand energy. It's like it's a magic energy. It's a leader energy. You know that if you were given the control, you would be able to drive this into success, to take it from whatever it's been doing, whoever has been telling you untruths. You know that by trusting your internal navigation system, that you can steer the ship to success and get the people, places, and things where they need to be. And calling out your boundaries, making sure people play fair and square, and knowing who you're working with, that's going to cause you to have that upper hand and be able to deliver maybe, you know, everybody better get right and get on this page or then you're out. You're going to call the shots. And I think that you're so influential and so respected and revered that I think people are going to have to choose whether they're going to stay on the shady side or they're going to come over to the sun. The King of Wands is the court card for the sign of Leo. So can be very stubborn, can be very fixed in their opinions, but overall they shine and others want to follow them. And so I think that's what you're doing, is I think you're getting your power back underneath you, and I think you're trusting yourself. And claiming your boundaries is going to be a big deal. Gemini, this is your reading. Thank you very much for being here. Please like, subscribe, follow, share. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. And any interaction with my channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you for being here, Gemini. Be blessed. Be well.